The results are in. The SGA election has ended in a runoff. We've got everything you need to know about what comes next.
There's free yoga on campus. We'll tell you where you can find that tonight on NewsLink Indiana.
Sunny skies on the way and chance for cold temperatures as well. Talk about that later on.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being with us. I'm Tucker White.
And I'm Jada Kiefer. The results for the SGA election are in, and tonight we're learning there will be a runoff between Bold and Alliance.
NewsLink Indiana's Tyler Brummett is live in the newsroom. Tyler, how are the slates responding?
Well, Jada and Tucker, the slates for the most part, they're saying positive tonight. Following tonight's news, now Orem, they will not be continuing on into the runoff election, but for Bold and Alliance, their focus is now shifting over to that runoff.
With the answer of a phone call, the three slates learned their fate Tuesday night.
It's game time for sure.
Bold with 45% of the vote and Alliance with 28% will have to continue campaigning for one more week.
We're going to be the clear winner anyways. We have the most SGA experience amongst this other slate.
We're actively working to, try to solve some of those issues and, voice your concerns to the appropriate offices, the appropriate administrators.
Now those two slates turn their attention to another debate and another round of voting as both slates are hoping to go to the next level.
It's definitely time to go harder.
With this debate coming up and with all these other organizational visits, we'll be able to prove we are going to be that next SGA slate.
But for Orem, a completely different story. It's the end of the line.
Definitely disappointed for sure. We put a lot of our heart and soul and a lot of our experience into this campaign. But I'm also really hopeful.
And as the runoff election gets underway, no matter if their campaign continues or not, all three slates still have high hopes for what's next.
Do what's best, what you think is best for the university. Definitely see who can actually serve you the best.
Try to hear out both slates that are currently running and vote.
We want to make sure that we can reach every corner of campus and bring it together to make sure we're well representing these students.
The slates, they are getting ready for that runoff since none of the slates got more than 50% of the vote. So Bold and Alliance are going to be the two slates taking part in this. The two remaining slates are going to be going head-to-head Thursday night in a debate, and then voting will take place next month, Monday and Tuesday on the 24th and 25th. And, one thing that all the slates pointed out was how there were less students voting this year. Voting turnout was something that the slates really were disappointed in. I want to make sure I get these numbers right here. The election board telling us tonight that less than 2,000 students came out to vote. Our news gathering partners at the Ball State Daily News, they crunched the numbers for us. That's less than 10% of the students on campus, and that is also 500 less students that voted in the first round of this year's election as compared to the first round of last year's election. So again, guys, NewsLink Indiana, we're going to continue to stay on top of this, and we will bring you the very latest. We will have those results for you next week, as well as coverage of the debate on Thursday. Tucker, Jada.
Tyler Brummett live for us in the newsroom. Tyler, thank you. Get your resumes ready. Tomorrow is the Cardinal Job Fair at Worthern Arena. Business professionals will be there to connect with students and alumni for all majors for internships and full-time employment. The job fair will be held from 11 o'clock until 3. The C1 commuter lot will be closed during this event. Students with green commuter passes can park on the top 2 levels of the Student Center garage and the top floor of the McKinley garage.
Students living off campus next year are invited to a roommate matchup event tomorrow. At this event, students will be able to discuss living situations with advisors for the upcoming year. The event will be held in the Student Center at rooms 301 and 302 from 6:30 to 7:30. For more information about the event can be found by contacting Hugo Madrigal at hmadrigal@bsu.edu. Ball State's Art Museum is hosting an express talk on the history of African American artists at noon tomorrow. Join Denise Mahoney, the museum's collection manager and registrar, for a short conversation about current works that honor of Black History Month. This 30-minute event is free and open to the public and will be held at the David Owsley Museum of Art in the Contemporary Craft Gallery.
And it might be a good week to go inside for the DOMA Express Talks or just get inside in general.
Looking ahead to the next few hours, temperatures will start to drop and keep dropping. Natalie, what more can you tell us?
Yeah, we are expecting to see a drop in temperatures this week, and right now on radar we see nothing really happening but some cloud cover moving through our area. Looking at our current temperatures right now though, we can see we're at 34 degrees in Muncie, 30 degrees in Annapolis, and 30 degrees in Fort Wayne right now. So we can see temperatures are pretty cool right now and are going to continue to stay cool for the next few days. Going on to tonight, temperatures are going to start dropping, and by 1 a.m. tonight it's going to reach 28 degrees with those conditions clearing out for those clouds, making for partly clear skies tonight. Moving on, talk about that later on in my full weather story.
The Healthy Lifestyle Center offers free yoga every week in the Health Professions Building. NewsLink Indiana's Celia Lavoie has the details for you.
Every Wednesday at noon and 5:15, there is free yoga at the Healthy Lifestyle Center.
Strengthening muscles, creating flexibility in the body. It helps digestive processes, it helps breathing, then come around to it helps sleep. It helps relieve tension from the body, stress from the body.
For an hour each session, participants practice beginner yoga techniques.
We try to sequence the class as if somebody that's never done yoga before could come here and be comfortable.
And while the class is basic, more advanced yogis are still welcome and encouraged to come.
It doesn't matter how advanced you are, you can always benefit from an absolute basic kind of class. So that's our best way of meeting the needs of everybody who may show up.
The HLC is a free resource to anyone on campus and in the community.
It's all grant supported, so once you fill out an assessment, we do individual consultations and try to help you work on what's important to you.
And while yoga may not be important to you right now, the HLC has services beyond this free class.
One of the things we do is we work with Open Door, and we can get somebody a primary care physician even if they don't have insurance.
It is open to everyone in the community, but Holstein says there are specific benefits for students.
If they settled down and did a few breaths before they took a test or even during a test, it helps. So it's just an all-around great thing for body, mind, and a lot of breath work.
In Muncie, Celia Lavoie, NewsLink, Indiana.
You can learn more about the free services the Healthy Lifestyle Center offers at hlcmuncie.com. And President Trump used his clemency powers on multiple people today, who the president pardoned next.
And the dairy farmers of America are looking to buy this bankrupt dairy giant, the company, and how much it could be sold for after the break.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
President Trump wielded his clemency powers today. He issued pardons to 11 convicted white-collar criminals.
including former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich, a Democrat who's been serving a 14-year prison sentence. CNN's Caitlin Collins has more on the announcement.
Before heading west today, President Trump pardoned several white-collar criminals and commuted the former governor of Illinois' prison sentence.
Yes, we have commuted the sentence of Rod Blagojevich.
Rod Blagojevich was serving 14 years after he was convicted of essentially trying to sell President Barack Obama's open Senate seat for personal gain.
Governor.
He once appeared on The Apprentice, but was fired by Trump on the show.
But Rod, you're fired.
Though lately, Trump has paid attention to efforts by his family to get him out of prison.
Well, I know the president's got a lot on his hands.
I watched his wife on television. I don't know him very well.
Trump came close to commuting Blagojevich's sentence last summer before being talked out of it by Illinois Republicans who warned him about the blowback he'd face for intervening in what many saw as the pay-to-play scheme he campaigned against.
It was a prosecution by the same people, Comey, Fitzpatrick, the same group.
Today, the president also pardoned former New York City Police Commissioner Bernie Kerik, who was found guilty of 8 felonies, including tax fraud and lying to White House officials.
Yes, I just pardoned Bernie Kerik, a man who's had many recommendations from a lot of good people.
The president has also watched Kerik on Fox News, where he appeared last night. Kerik was also heavily involved in the case of Eddie Gallagher, the Navy SEAL accused of war crimes whom Trump also recently cleared.
This was a retaliatory measure by the admiral, an admiral that has overseen this entire corrupt, unethical, and criminal investigation and should be booted from the Navy SEALs.
Trump didn't stop there. He also pardoned the former owner of the San Francisco 49ers, Eddie DeBartolo, who was found guilty of attempting to conceal an extortion attempt, and Michael Milken, the 1980s investment banker known as the junk bonds king, who has sought to wipe clean his securities fraud conviction for decades.
He paid a big price, paid a very tough price, but he's done an incredible job.
Despite all of that, the president wouldn't say if he's considering leniency for his longtime friend Roger Stone, who is set to be sentenced in just 2 days.
I haven't given it any thought.
Sources say that's not true, and that Trump has weighed pardoning Stone in recent weeks as Stone's allies have lobbied the president to do so.
I'm actually, I guess, the chief law enforcement officer of the country.
That was Caitlin Collins reporting.
The Boy Scouts of America has filed for bankruptcy. The youth organization filed on Tuesday as it faces a wave of sexual abuse lawsuits. It listed its assets between $1 billion and $10 billion, an estimated $500 million to $1 billion in liabilities. According to its website, it filed Chapter 11 to equitably compensate victims who were harmed during their time in the Scouting. Local councils are not filing for bankruptcy as they are legally separate and distinct organizations.
The largest U.S. milk processor could have a buyer to pull it from bankruptcy. Dairy Farmers of America bid $425 million for Dean Foods delivery system, 44 facilities, and other company assets. The major farmer-owned cooperative would also assume some of Dean's liabilities. It will be up to the Department of Justice to approve or deny the deal after looking into antitrust concerns. Dean filed for bankruptcy in November, and they attribute their financial struggles to a decline in traditional milk sales. Americans are opting for other lower-calorie drinks like plant-based alternatives.
The Russian government announced Tuesday it will temporarily suspend entry of Chinese citizens into the country. Today, the death toll from the novel coronavirus rose to over 2,000 around the world. The ban includes Chinese citizens entering Russia for work, private, educational, and tourist purposes, according to the statement. The ban goes into effect Thursday. Russia is a major destination and transit point for Chinese tourists. The countries share a lengthy land border. The Russian government has reported 2 cases of the coronavirus involving Chinese citizens in Russia.
The time is now 9:14. When we come back, we'll take a look at our 7-day forecast. Natalie, what can we look forward to?
Well, we can expect a fall in temperatures tonight, and that fall is going to continue throughout our week, and we'll talk about that more later on.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm going to miss you the most. I'm sorry. so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
It's dry outside tonight, a much different picture compared to last night.
This dry trend looks like it's going to stick. Natalie, what more can you tell us?
Yeah, well, I can't see any precipitation in our upcoming forecast, but I do see those clouds dissipating and temperatures dropping. Currently outside right now, we are at 34 degrees with partly cloudy conditions, and those clouds are expected to move out through our night. Taking a look at the temperature over our area, we can see it has got cooler since these past few days, and 34 degrees in Muncie right now, 30 degrees in Indianapolis. Up in Fort Wayne, we're also at 30 degrees. Due to these falling temperatures are due to a move in our jet stream. If we take a look at our jet stream graphic right now, this blue area right now in Muncie, meaning we are experiencing cooler temperatures. And as the week progresses, we are going to stay relatively in that blue area, meaning we're all going to continue seeing colder temperatures. Come this weekend, however, we are going to move into this green area here, and we are going to experience a warm up this weekend. Looking at our trend for the next 5 days, we are going to see we're at 34 degrees Wednesday, 29 for your Thursday, a little drop in the temperatures. Come Friday, we're at 36 degrees. And for your Saturday and Sunday, we're going to see a rise in temperatures and right around average, around 41 degrees for your Saturday. Looking at our radar right now, we see nothing really happening but some cloud cover over the viewing area. But as I said earlier, that is going to dissipate. Looking at the whole regional area right now, we can't see that system moving off to the south, but we can see those clear skies coming our way, going to make for some good conditions for the rest of our week. Looking at our temperatures for tonight, we are going to reach a low of 23 degrees with partly cloudy skies, so it is going to feel really cool tonight. So if you are going out, you need to be prepared and have on your warm gear because it is going to be chilly, especially with no cloud cover keeping in that heat for us. Looking at our precision cast for the next upcoming week, we can see that we have no cloud cover for our Wednesday. And as the day progresses, we are still pretty clear with some cloud cover developing, however, later into Wednesday evening. As that progresses into Thursday, we may have a slight chance for lake effect snow for your Thursday at 5 a.m., but I really don't think that lake effect snow is going to affect us here, so you don't need to worry about that. However, those clouds do start moving out of our area, and we are going to experience partly sunny to sunny conditions for the remainder of our week. Come tomorrow's forecast, we're going to have mostly sunny conditions with a high of 34 degrees with a north-northwest wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour, making conditions for your tomorrow pretty good. But it is going to be cold, so remember to have on that warm weather gear as well. Looking at our 7-day special forecast, we can see we are going to experience cold temperatures and come Thursday with a high of only 29 degrees, so it's going to be pretty chilly. Come Friday, we're going to have a high of 36 degrees, and we're going to see that warming trend into our weekend with mostly sunny conditions as well. However, a chance for rain is going to come back into our forecast for our Sunday evening and move in through Monday and Tuesday as well, making for pretty rainy conditions. However, temperatures are going to be on the rise, so that is something to look forward to, guys.
Gotcha. Natalie, thank you so much. Well, men's basketball is on the road in Buffalo tonight. We've got an update on the score after the break.
And staying on the court, I'll tell you who the Women's Basketball Player of the Week is next in sports.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up to the minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
Andy Keister, former cheerleader, up top right here.
I do have, I don't know if you can see it, a toucan this morning?
Toucan, the Fruit Loop guy.
Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Madison Surface with sports. Women's basketball has been on a roll lately, winning 4 straight games. NewsLink Indiana's Philip Shorzay took to the court to explore the team's secret to success.
Women's basketball has been enjoying great success all this season. The team is particularly dominant within the home confines of Worthen Arena. On the season, the squad is 9-1 at home and a perfect 7-0 during MAC play. Forward Telma Dis-Augustdottir claims it's the joy of playing in front of home crowds that spurs them to victory so often.
I think it's just like the atmosphere, like we're used to playing here. It's definitely different than being on the road where like the other crowd is like against us and stuff, so.
The team will need that trend to continue as they take on MAC rival Northern Illinois tomorrow night. NIU is led by star guard Courtney Wood, who averages 18.5 points per game. The team claims that they plan to approach Wood the same way they would guard any opponent, with strong team defense.
We create a plan to try to slow her down, and then it's not based on one person, but the whole team, all 5 of us guarding her and being able to guard everyone else to force other people to try to take some more shots than we would like to try to keep it out of Courtney's hands as much as possible.
With a win tomorrow, the Cardinals will be winners of 5 straight. The team hopes to continue this momentum as they close out the season and head towards the MAC tournament in Cleveland.
Obviously, February is a very hard month to play, and you just got to embrace like that I'm out here every day with my teammates and they got my back, and that they have mine and you have theirs, and you just kind of go out and you give your best and hope that that's all you can ask for and that you end up on top in March.
With this strong team mentality, the squad looks well set to continue its winning ways. In Muncie, Philip Shorzay, NewsLink Indiana.
Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock at Worthen Arena. And the Ball State men's basketball traveled to Buffalo tonight to take on the Bulls. Buffalo took the win with a score of 72-59, led by Josh Mbala's 16 points. Tajay Teague saw foul trouble early with 3 first-half fouls, making it difficult for the Cardinals to pull away early. The Cardinals shot the ball well and played great defense early on, holding the Bulls to 4 points in the first 7 minutes of action, but ultimately fell apart late. Ball State plays on Saturday when they will host Eastern Michigan. And a big reason for the success of women's basketball has been Telma Augustdottir. The sophomore from Iceland had possibly the week of her life on the court. Her hard work is paying off, winning MAC West Player of the Week for the first time in her young career. She averaged 17 points a night on an outstanding 68% from the floor off 13 for 19 shooting. This included a career-high 26-point outing against Buffalo. In that matchup, 70% from the field off 10 for 13 shooting and hitting 6 of 7 from beyond the arc. It is officially MAC Mental Health Awareness Week, and the Ball State Student Athlete Advisory Committee is trying to break the stigma. They are even using the hashtag #NoShameInMyGame to continue the conversation on mental health. Ball State athletes have been already using this hashtag to raise awareness. You know, it's great to see that the athletic department is really taking a stand, but, you know, pretty disappointing to see that the basketball team couldn't pull out with that dub today, but excited to see when they host Eastern Michigan how that game turns out for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm excited that it's basketball season, but I'm also excited because it's jelly bean season, and I found a new product that you'll want to see. I've got that after the break.
And kindness makes us feel better. When we come back, I'll tell you about the benefits of being kind.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now? Right now.
You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Listen up, peeps. There are Peeps jelly beans now, plus 5 new flavors, including root beer float, Fruit Loops, hot tamales fierce cinnamon, raspberry dipped in cream flavored fudge, and chocolate pudding bunnies. Another new product is mini Peeps, which are individually wrapped Peeps, small enough to fit inside Easter eggs.
Sometimes all it takes is just one small selfless action to make someone's day. February 16th to the 22nd is considered Random Acts of Kindness Week. According to research, being kind is a win-win for all, boosting health and happiness. Studies suggest engaging in giving activities can also reduce the risk for cognitive impairment and help us live longer.
Wow, it really sounds like just being kind is almost as good as going to the gym.
Yeah, I wonder what the ratio between calories burned and acts of kindness are.
You know, before we leave, let's go ahead and get one last look at weather.
Talking about the weather, we're going to see that cooling trend coming on for our next upcoming week, but we can see that cooling trend is going to go away this weekend. We're going to expect to see sunny conditions, but however, we have another transfer of precipitation coming in the beginning of next week and a little warmer temperatures.
That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.